Distinguished guests, please stand if you are able. Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Dame Sendikero, Governor-General of New Zealand.
Ko te amorangi ki mua, ko te hāpai o ki muri. Kia tau i hōna mana ki tanga ki runga ki tēnā o tātā. E hōnore he kroria he mau ngārongo ki runga ki te matua te whenua, e whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Arohaina ngā teina me ngā tuakana. E noho nei i rungi te whakaro ko tahi, pai marite.
Please be seated. Tini whetū ki te rangi, ka mau tonu, ka mau tonu. Tini tāngata ki te whenua, ngaru noa, haere atu rā. Nau mai, piki mai, tauti mai, ki te whare o te kāwana tianara. Ko ngā tauwhirotanga o te wā kia tātou i tēnei rangi, tēnā tātou katoa. Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to Government House Auckland for today's investiture ceremony. I'd like to specifically acknowledge the Honourable Andrew Bailey, Minister of the Crown, Mr Joe Haruera, our kaumātua, Mrs Pauline Hopa, our kuia, tēnā koutou. Hosting investiture ceremonies is one of the most important duties I perform on behalf of His Majesty, the King of New Zealand. I'm delighted to bring together such an extraordinary group of New Zealanders. You have each brought pride and a greater sense of well-being to Aotearoa New Zealand through your outstanding achievements and your service to our communities. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I extend my sincerest thanks to you for your contributions. After each recipient is honoured, I invite you to join with me in congratulating them. Mr Ward Carmel will now summon the recipients and read their citations.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Dame Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dame Teresa Gatting of Auckland, for services to women, governance and philanthropy. Dame Teresa Gatting is an award-winning business leader who has continued to build on her focus of supporting women to lead and achieve while holding a range of both commercial and charitable governance roles. In 2021, Dame Teresa co-founded the Gatting Foundation to support causes across education, communities, animal welfare, and reducing inequality and poverty, and also funded the Chair of Women in Entrepreneurship at the University of Auckland Business School. She was the driving force behind the establishment of Corylus, formerly SheEO, in New Zealand, a global community of women financing, supporting and celebrating female innovators. In 5 years as New Zealand lead, more than 25 female-led ventures were funded, and she raised $1.3 million to form the basis of a perpetual fund for interest-free loans for female entrepreneurs. She chaired Wellington SPCA from 2011 to 2017 and was a director of the RNZ SPCA board from 2016 to 2018. She was appointed chair of AIA New Zealand in 2018 and chaired AIA Australia from 2010 to 2021. She chairs Global Women and Education, a content provider, Telco Technology Services, as well as Tend, which launched in 2020 to provide an end-to-end online and in-person healthcare experience for New Zealanders. Dame Teresa is a member of the National Advisory Council on the Employment of Women and on the Global Board of World Pulse. Dame Teresa Gatting, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mrs. Sarah Hayden of Warkworth, for services to people with disabilities. Sarah Hayden developed, implemented and trained a comprehensive health and safety management system for New Zealand Riding for the Disabled, NZRDA, and developed the annual operational certificate and independent review process to demonstrate ongoing compliance. She began as a sidewalker and horse leader with Riding for Disabled, RDA, Auckland Central, and served on the committee as a treasurer and secretary. She is a long-standing member of the National NZRDA Standards Certification and Learning Team. She created overarching frameworks supported by policies, substantial training material and guidance, also supporting many RDA groups with governance and strategic planning advice. Mrs. Hayden served as a board member and chair of NZRDA, transforming the not-for-profit organisation to more effectively support the 49 groups nationwide and more than 3,000 volunteers and staff. Mrs. Sarah Hayden, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Ms. Temepara Bailey, for services to netball. Temepara Bailey played internationally for the Silver Ferns until stepping down in 2011, which she followed by playing domestically as captain of the Northern Mystics. She was selected for the Silver Ferns in 1996 and secured her spot on the team in 2000, where she remained until temporarily withdrawing in 2007. She returned to international netball from 2009 to 2011. She was a member of the Silver Ferns squads that won gold medals in the 2003 World Netball Championships, the 2006 and 2010 Commonwealth Games, and the 2009 World Netball Series, as well as silver in the 2011 World Netball Championships. She was named the Silver Ferns Player of the 2009 New World International Series. She played a total of 89 test matches for the Silver Ferns, including 16 as vice-captain. Ms. Bailey signed with the Northern Mystics team in 2008, which were runners-up in the grand final of the 2011 ANZ Championship. Ms. Temepara Bailey, please come forward. Dr. Suzanne Blackwell of Auckland for services to clinical and forensic psychology and the law. Well, Dr. Suzanne Blackwell has worked as a psychologist practitioner in the criminal justice and mental health systems. She is highly regarded as an expert witness within the family and criminal courts. She undertook research on misconceptions about sexual abuse that can influence decision-making in the courts. She has chaired professional conduct committees for the New Zealand Board of Psychologists and co-founded the Family Court Psychologists Specialist Report Writers Association. She was a member of the Ministry of Justice Family Court Review Expert Reference Group. Dr. Blackwell has published her research within New Zealand and internationally and has been an editor and contributor to Psychology and the Law in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Dr. Suzanne Blackwell, please come forward. Venerable Abbess Mansion of Auckland for services to the community. Venerable Abbess Mansion is a member of the Fo Shan Buddhist order and led the construction of 2 Buddhist temples in Auckland and Christchurch. She established the 3G4G Festival of Cultural Sharing, a free educational program. She is curator of Fo Guang Yuan Art Gallery New Zealand and initiated events such as the Lunar New Year and Coffee Chocolate Festival. She leads the team in a cooperative relationship with the Red Cross Meals on Wheels. She opened the temple to provide shelter and meals for the impacted community following the 2011 Christchurch earthquakes. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Abbess Mansion coordinated the distribution of rapid antigen tests to schools. Venerable Abbess Mansion, please come forward. Mr. Lemaru Silao Sefo of Auckland for services to Pacific Health. Lemaru Silao Sefo is Chief Executive of South Seas. His ability to gather wide support from the community and government has enabled the expansion of support for the Pacific community during the COVID-19 pandemic. He established the first Pacific community-based assessment centre at Otara Shopping Centre, which included a permanent doctor to assist those without access to a GP. He helped establish a Pacific hub for flood and cyclone relief, providing essential support to families through food parcels, Pacific partners and services. Through South Seas, Mr. Sefo helped establish an 0800 helpline with operators fluent in Pacific languages to remove communication barriers for families needing support and advice. Mr. Lemalu Silao Sefo, please come forward. Mrs. Amoaere Tangitu of Whakatane for services to Māori Health. Amoaere Tangitu, Ngāti Awa, Te Arawa, Ngaitarangi, Ngāti Rangi Nui, Ngāti Maniapoto, was Bicultural Parent Liaison Officer and then Manager of Māori Health at Princess Mary Hospital. She was a member of the national body of Whānau Whina Plunkett and a cultural consultant to New Zealand Red Cross and Alzheimer's New Zealand. She was the iwi consultant in Rotorua Hospital. She was Senior Manager, Māori Health of the Bay of Plenty District Health Board, where she formed the Māori Health Runanga. Mrs. Tangitu was the Director of Regional Māori Health Services following the amalgamation of Te Whānau o Irakewa and Te Puna Hauora. Mrs. Amohaere Tangitu, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the King's Service Medal, the late Mr. Robert Feist of Cambridge for services to the community. Robert Feist was involved with the Cambridge Rackets Club for 40 years, including as tennis chairperson and club president. He had a leading role in fundraising for major renovation program for the club. He was a trustee of the Cambridge Health and Community Trust, helping with the transformation of the trust-managed tailor-made community space, which was originally a maternity hospital and is now used by many community bodies. He was deputy chair of the Cambridge Town Hall Trust, involved with reinvigorating the town hall and earthquake strengthening work. Mr. Feist was chairperson of the Cambridge Community Board. The late Mr. Robert Feist's insignia will be received by his wife, Val Feist. Please come forward. Mr. Les Hokianga of Hastings for services to physical fitness and mental health. Les Hokianga, Ngā Tika Ungunu, Ngā Pui, Tūhare Toa, Ngaitahu, founded the Hikoi for Life Trust with the aim of preventing premature death caused by poor mental and physical health following his father's death at 49. The initiative began as Hikoi Whenua, with a small contract from the Hawke's Bay District Health Board before being supported by the Ministry of Social Development and extended to support people into employment. Programs have been designed for people of all ages, cultural backgrounds and fitness levels to train at their own pace. In addition to fitness, programs assess needs and connect people with other services. Mr. Les Hokianga, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture has concluded.
New Zealand's honours system is our highest public affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces those things that make our society better: service, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To our recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have each used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of fellow New Zealanders. In doing so, you embody the sentiment expressed by American writer and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson when he said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, to be honourable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." I urge recipients to wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and I thank you once again for your service to our country. Kia ora, hui hui tātou katoa. Now you will see on the back of your program the words to the national anthem in te reo and in English. I now invite you to stand with me and join in singing these.